Good afternoon, all. I am Rahul Palke, Assistant Professor, Sri Shivaji Mahavidyalaya Varshi. Today, I am going to tell some important things about SETNET exams. What is the full form of NET, National Eligibility Test? What is the full form of SET, State Eligibility Test? Now, I am going to deal with English. I am sharing some important concepts for you. See, if you are good at concepts, then there is no problem for you. You can easily solve the second paper. Here are some important concepts for you. See, these concepts are very important. Study carefully about them. The first concept I would like to tell you, that is Anapest. What is Anapest? See, a metrical foot made up of two unstressed syllables followed by a stressed syllable, as in the word interrupt, or in quantitative words, two short syllables followed by a long one. There are different types of meters: iambic, tetrameter, trochee. So these meters are very important. Now the next concept, hegemony. What is hegemony? Italian Marxist scholar Antonio Gramsci adopted this term, possibly as a code word for ideology, in his prison notebooks to theorize what is known today as soft power, that is to say, power that maintains its authority without the need for violent coercion. The second concept, hegemony. What are the important points in this concept? The term is associated to Italian Marxist scholar Antonio Gramsci. See, in it, the concept of power is given, power that maintains its authority without the need for violent coercion. Now the next concept, that is black comedy. Plays are divided into tragedy and comedy. Now what is black comedy? A kind of a drama, or by extension a non-dramatic work, in which disturbing or sinister subjects like death, disease, or warfare are treated with bitter amusement, usually in a manner calculated to offend and shock. So, this is the definition of a black comedy. Next concept, Harlem Renaissance. So, what is Harlem Renaissance? Who are associated to this term? What is the origin of this term? A notable phase of Black American writing centered in Harlem, a predominantly black area of New York City in the 1920s. Announced by Allen Locke's anthology, The New Negro, Published in 1925, the movement included the poets Langston Hughes, Jean Toomer, Canty and Claude McKay, continuing into the 1930s with the novels of Zora Neale Hurston and Erna Bontemps. It brought a new self-awareness and critical respect to black literature in the United States. So this is about Harlem Renaissance. Now the next concept, euphemism. What is its meaning? Who are associated to this term? An elaborately ornate prose style, richly decorated with rhetorical figures. The term comes from the popularity of two prose romances by John Lyly, Euphues, The Anatomy of Wit, published in 1578, and its sequel, Euphues and His England, 1580. Lyly's style, later parodied by Shakespeare among others, is marked by the repeated use of antithesis, reinforced by alliteration along with rhetorical questions and various figures of repetition. Next concept, dramatic irony. What is the meaning of dramatic irony? Dramatic irony in which the audience knows more about a character's situation than the character does, foreseeing an outcome contrary to the character's expectations and thus ascribing a sharply different sense to some of the character's own statements. So this is regarding dramatic irony. Next concept, farce. What is farce? A kind of comedy that inspires hilarity mixed with panic and cruelty in its audience through an increasingly rapid and improbable series of ludicrous confusions, physical disasters, and sexual innuendos among its stock characters. So these are the concepts that I want to share with you. Now I would like to tell you the nature of SET and NET exams. See, there are two papers. First paper, that is general paper. Now what are the points in general paper? See, there are 5 questions based on passages. The passage is given, the passage is in English or in Hindi. After that, you should give us concentration towards intelligent ability. The concepts in arithmetic and geometry, the basic concepts you must know. What is profit, loss, then the questions on age, average, percentage. So you must know the formulae to work out the examples quickly. Further, you should concentrate on research. So what is the definition of a research? What are the types of a research? What are the steps in a research? What are the research ethics? You should have thorough knowledge about the steps in research. Further, in research, you should know the styles, whether MLA or APA. The questions are based on style. Further, you should give attention towards the topic of communication. What is communication? What are the types of communication? What is the process of communication? So you must know all these things in communication. Now, I would like to tell you that if you are good at computer, then it will be beneficial for you. There are about 2 to 3 questions based on it. Further, you should give attention to the important concepts in environmental science. What are the laws associated with these? What are the agreements? Further, you must know the types of a pollution, then remedies. Further, you should know the examples where the tragic events took place. So it is very important for you to know the basic concepts in environment. Say if we take into account the structure of the first paper, then you have an opportunity to get maximum marks in first paper. That will be helpful for you. Now moving towards the second paper, you have to take into account some things. See, first you read the books of history of English literature. You should have thorough knowledge regarding the history of English literature. Then and then it is possible for you to understand social, historical, political, religious concepts or contexts. Further, you should know the basic concepts in linguistics. Further, you should know the contribution of thinkers from Plato, Aristotle to contemporary critical thinkers, what after another, or theory before theory. You should have thorough knowledge regarding the critical thinkers. Further, the questions are based on comprehension of the poem. There are about 5 questions on the poem. In the second paper, you will find the questions from the area of Indian English literature, American literature, Canadian literature, Sri Lankan literature. Most of the questions are asked on British literature. So you should be very good at the study of literatures of different countries. Further, I would like to tell you that if you work sincerely, regularly, then no one can stop you. You should have confidence. You should have you should have that ability to crack the exams. You must make up your mind. Confidence is key to success. If you work hard, you will succeed. I am sending you the links of the books. My mobile number is 9960724637. See, if you have any queries, you can contact me. I am for you. But you have to work a lot, and then only you can achieve success. See, no one is perfect, but perfection gets after practice. So you have to practice a lot, then and then only you can get success. My wishes are with you. My wishes are with you. See, if you do it, then nothing will stop you. Thank you very much.